Can you hear them? They're really loud today, my online people.
People at about 18, 19, 20 right now, but let me just do it. I've been doing one because I'm trying to decide if I'm going to the seat or if I'm going to stand.
Let's see.
Because yeah, I've been periodically doing the head counts.
Happy 10:01, coffee talkers. That worked. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. Hey guys at the dining room table, you guys ready to rock? For every delayed second means I won't tell you the day and the time. I'm just gonna put a number out. So if you want to organize your group there, I know what you want. So deny you. I will deny you. Good morning.
Morning.
Thank you. Thank you. Good to be back. Yes, everybody that knew I was gone for a week. I went to the lifestyle conference for Blue Star last week. It's always amazing. I think people that took stretch from me were like, couldn't even handle my energy because I always come back from that with so many fresh ideas, so much faith in the company, so much learning and potential. It's a really exciting time to do that. And to jump the gun early, since you asked, you truly are the talk of the town. Verterra is the highlight club of all of Blue Star right now. And it's not me, it's you. It's what you do, it's your interactions, it's you know, how about this? It's this. Have you seen this yet? Have you seen this? That's you on the cover, Terry Spector. That's you on the cover, Mike Baum, Lynn Scanlon, Carol Tripp on the cover of the magazine, and then with your semi-special tour guide, or that part. But the rest of you are really good looking on it. And when you get a chance, and I know, and the reason why I'm showing you at least this much now is because Blue Star did make a oopsie and put a link out earlier this week to the digital copy of this. So some of you had the ability to kind of start to peek, but I cannot wait for you to read this magazine. One of your neighbors has a full article in here about just age is a number and moving on and being awesome. Somebody sitting over at that table there has an article in here as well. We are featured all. Leslie doesn't even know all you yet, but she's like, I've already counted 27 photos of the people I do know here. And I'm like, I already know there's more. So we'll teach Leslie who she doesn't know yet in here from this community as well. But it's an amazing magazine. It's not just about Verterra. I can't wait for you guys to get this in your hands next week for the launch of that as well. But great job, Verterra. Like when I say that, it's not just like Shay came in and was talking about how important lifestyle was for Trilogy communities, and the vice president of marketing for Shay was talking about Verterra and what Verterra does with lifestyle without walls, and how you've already created community and friendships and clubs and all these things going on. So yeah, I did sit in the back of the room with my head larger and my chest swollen, so proud of everything you guys have accomplished, and to hear, you know, that you are a national topic. You know, coming from Washington, I'm used to nobody talks about the Mariners, nobody talks about the Seahawks, nobody, right? Because we're the Pacific Northwest team. So anytime I hear that somebody from here is getting national attention, it's a pretty important thing to me. And go Hawks! Right? Oh, look, there's the bigger version. Sorry, you guys, the slideshow's going up there. That's just on all the TVs. So yeah, so you'll get a chance to get your copy of this, even if you are not coming to the MTL launch. If you are on this and you didn't get registered for it, on this cover right here, you get a free pass to the event, but you also are required to sit at a signing table so members can bring their copies to you and you can sign, and then it'll be like a yearbook. Once you find, if you're in here, and a lot of you in this room have photos in here, then you go around and sign. Everybody's like, oh, I'm on page 47, let me sign that for you real quick as well. and we hope to get a bunch of signed copies around the neighborhood. So this is awesome, and it's just really good magazine all around too. Those of you that got to golf with Jackie Hess last year, she's the one who put together the magazine, and
What?
incredible job. She did an
I'm
incredible
watching
job
the
on it.
live
So I hope you
stream
really
of
enjoy
the
it.
Tech
Give me
Top
feedback
Talk.
about it once you've had a chance to go through
Do you
that
wanna
as well.
listen?
So somebody's not muted unless you had a question. Good. So thank you for asking. Conference was amazing. I would never live in Arizona. Sorry, Barb. Sorry. I did climb Camelback while I was there. So you're welcome. We'll plan that hike, guys, when we go for spring training. You guys want to do spring training next year? Yeah, like a couple. It's a little short notice to do it this year, unless you'd like to pay. George is paying. There's a limit of 50 for this trip, though. Yeah. Well, good. Let's get into coffee talk today. We got some exciting stuff. Hey, thank you. That was a great intro for me, Joe, to talk about that. But really what I want to talk about is the non-elephant in the room. If you are here with me today, can you look out the windows? Come on. What do we see? If you haven't been here seen, you have walls, you have cement foundation, you have giant metal bracing, steel bracing they've already brought in. Your clubhouse is literally being built right now. It's the Viagra crew, according to Joe. The little blue pill that could. It's super exciting. I know a lot of you were like, I'm not. It'll come probably next year. No, it is coming this year. That's everything in the national level. When I was there, was talking about Verterra being the first boutique to open this year. That is the plan. It may not be till maybe November based on our lovely weather patterns lately, but you should be into your shiny new club this year, and you get to watch. They were always out there working, but you guys were just like, it's just a track, you're moving back and forth. That's not exciting. I'll get some photos for those of you that are out of state right now, and I'll put them up on the Flickr so you guys can at least see what's going on if you haven't been privy to that yet. So we'll try to keep that updated. So there's some pictures, and then you'll be able to look back on that too and remember what's been going on with that. So excellent. As I usually like to talk about, who has any January highlights? Anything awesome about January so far? We only have one day. Cracking game. Yeah. It was a loss, but it was an overtime. Like we battled. I've never seen a start of a sporting event like the Kraken do. So that was pretty incredible. I mean, using the ice as its own like movie screen to project everything and the rock concert vibes. It was Pride Day, so I mean, it was just bang up color and awesomeness and artists being featured. It was a really cool event. So thanks. Anything else?
Rams.
Seahawks.
Seahawks. That was December. Ooh.
Oh,
Seahawks so awesome.
but still, Seahawks.
Super Bowl. You do have a few Patriot neighbors, so be nice. Because you're a friendly community. And we rise above. That's what Seahawks do. We rise above. Yes. So that would be great. Some people have asked about a watch party for that. So when we have a clubhouse, we will host watch style parties for big sporting events, not just that. You will never see the word Super Bowl on those. We're not allowed to say Super Bowl without giving money out to them. So we call it the big game. Yeah, it's copyrighted, and you use it, you pay for it. And they have a whole very expensive team looking all over for it all the time. So yeah, we don't do it. We're a national product, so we don't advertise it that way. It's called the big game. But what we aren't able to do is host a proper party where you guys could probably throw back some beers and eat your good barbecues and stuff. So we'll hold off one more year of having a big game party. You guys would probably be better. Couple of you that felt like having guests over, throwing down your own party, or finding some of the local spots that will have watch parties in the area as well. So it will come. And I know it's a big year for us, and it tugged. Leslie and I talked about it for a bit this week, coming out of the big win on Sunday. We already know that was the Super Bowl anyways. Like, We will steamroll. This is recorded. We will steamroll in New England. It's going to happen. So go Hawks. Go Hawks. What else?
So the Hawks, speaking of Hawks, I saw on TV today, they're hosting a drone show today. It'll be telecast on King 5 at 6:40, a big drone show. And it's gonna be free for everybody in Seattle. Anybody who wants to go there. It's gonna be out at the Seattle Center.
Cool. Drone show this evening, Seattle Center. Excellent. I did hear snowshoeing. I know we got the Seahawks shout out there. Yeah, we had a couple snowshoe trips. It's been really cool because we branched out this year to start to challenge ourselves a little more and keep our activeness to go along with our adventure. So we've been doing beginning snowshoes and we did intermediate snowshoe, both great. Our beginning snowshoe yesterday was nice and flat, but it was long. It was our longest snowshoe so far. We did tackle 5 miles up at Gold Creek. It was we weren't sure what we were going to get, and we had an amazing day yesterday. It was wonderful. It was a nice big group. Awesome lunch afterwards. We went to lunch in North Bend. We had a really good time. Yes, we had a good time. Good time. You had a good time. You all agree? Yeah. Jim, smile.
I know, thank you.
There's never enough Pepsi for Jim to put the full smile on his face, but we'll get him there. We'll get him there. Oh, good. Yes. Awesome. Ski Club is rocking. That is great. I know they've been, and I don't know if I said it last coffee talk, but we'll say it again because Ski Club found it. I think Terry, you found it first. For anybody, whether you're a skier or not, this is the 62nd anniversary of Crystal Mountain opening. And the lodge up there is running an every Tuesday night special. It's only $62 for a room up at Crystal Mountain. So if you just even wanted an escape to go be up in the beautiful snow and enjoy a meal up there, you can go and do that. Or if you're skiing, you can do that as well. So
It just extended the $62 lift tickets through the rest of the season on Tuesdays.
$62 lift tickets to the rest of the season too. Got that?
You're doing a good job.
Thanks, Shay.
Keep it
It's
up.
good to see you, sir. You're representing both my teams today. I appreciate you. Did Debbie dress you again? Is that why? Yeah, okay. She's savvy. Yeah, again, it's because it's a little bit out there and I want you guys to get hyped about it too. That is another thing, just speaking of clubs. They do categories for clubs that are featured in the magazine, and one of them is the Focus on Fitness Club, which one shows the most about fitness and people getting out there being active and everything. And the winner this year was Verterra's Bike Club. So great little blip on there. Big picture of the bike club and in your amazing yellow jerseys you guys put together. So good job on that too, bringing it back to the magazine. Anything else about January? I mean, wasn't that cool when I was gone for a while? You didn't have to put up with me? That was awesome, right? Got a second vacation in as many months from Todd. I mean, that was incredible. You're welcome. You're welcome. Miss Stretch Class. And speaking of like some hot February things, I see you guys are excited about University of Puget Sound coming in next weekend for the little fitness adventures that the students will be doing with you. I was excited to hear that they kept wanting to add. You know, I put 2 and then they filled within 50 minutes. And I said, Phil, do you want to do another one? Yes, we do. And then the third one filled. So if you guys want to come in at 6 a.m., they'll do a 4th one. Yeah, they don't either, so it's okay. You don't have to come in at 6. A couple other February things that we talked about in Coffee Talk last month, the February block party, the date has changed. So when you see the calendar out in front and everything, originally it was going to be the 14th, which was Valentine's Day, but we have moved it to the 21st. That's the wine and chocolate block party. It is now on February 21st. Lovely food truck coming in. We've got Happy Camper coming back with chocolate cocktails, non-alcoholic and alcoholic cocktails, beer and wine. We have a brand new musical performer, Sarah Bellevue, probably jacking that up, but it's something like that. She's awesome. I've seen her in person several times, so I'm excited to have her on site as well. And I'm sure we'll have some other fun chocolate. I think I'm going to do like a chocolate slip and slide. You go head first, mouth open. It's one of the best experiences of your life. It'll be great. Yeah? See? Yeah, we got. I only need one of you to do it. It'll be a good Swiss Hershey syrup. It has a better viscosity for sliding. Probably because it's mostly oil and not chocolate, but who knows? We talked a little bit at the MTL party that we'll be launching, and then I don't have a date for it yet, but we will knock out our gate to gate happy hour for it. The reason why I stalled a little bit is I got there so ready to accept our trophy that we get to have, or it's going to be slightly less than a year now, to find out it was MIA. And then Sarah Rainey, I can show you on my employee site, made a big post about who's got it. You can get it to me now. She's got it and she's shipping it up to us. So we'll be able to get that trophy out for all the gate to gate. What's that?
Hoist the trophy.
Hoist the trophy. That's right. I got a call yesterday. So I think I've shared with you, there will be a new national director starting. His name is Kelly Lead. I met him at the conference. He is awesome as well. And he called me yesterday, like the second we got back from the snowshoeing. I'm like by my car, taking my snowshoes off, and my phone ringing. It's Kelly, and he was putting together a big thing for Shade about what the communities did to reach out for the year, the different kind of events they did to support. And he wanted to know a highlight for me, and I proudly let him know that Gate to Gate was one of the most incredible things I've seen a community do, from Verterra, from how many steps you did to how much cash you raised to how much food you raised, all combined to one great effort for that. So he was going to happily report your amazingness in Gate to Gate. So thank you for that. Any questions on February? No, we kind of talked about it, so I just wanted to give you a couple date changes about any of the events. There's still events to post. I know you all know the torrent is coming too. That will be posting soon. So we have the women's pro hockey game at the end of the month. So you can look forward to that popping on. I like to keep that tension. I got to keep it, some of like the kids do the TikTok and the Instagram. I keep you doing the same thing on MTL. Is it posted? It's posted? It's posted? So we got to keep things stretched out in posting dates on that as well. March? You guys want to do March? Excited about March? No? No, come on, I can't get it. Yeah!
Yeah.
There we go. See, I knew we had it. That's recorded now too, Jay. I got you. We will have a fun little interactive groundhog hunt. It's a national programming event. We've got some fun little groundhogs that will be hiding in the area. How you'll find them, we don't know. Yeah. Well, it's Groundhog Day, so we always do a thing on Groundhog. So there'll be some kind of interactive, whether you're collecting the groundhogs or taking pictures of the groundhogs or taking selfies with it's probably going to be selfies because I like those the best. And there will be a prize. I'm watch the slides. Hasn't it already popped up? Hasn't the Groundhog Day slide popped up already? I'm dead serious. Ask Leslie. I mean, Groundhog, they do it at every club. What?
It's the thing, but it isn't February, not quite in March.
Oh, I'm sorry. February 1st. That was a February date. My apologies. Yeah. So look for that. That's coming up. My apologies. Is it? Next week? Are they hibernating or are they awake? And I don't want to wake them up early. Still Groundhog Day. Walk the Tods have not changed. For March, most of you have already done all these, but we will be flipping the MTL to Tuesdays and the NMOs to Monday. I feel like more people need to get in and find out what's going on to then know about going and doing the MTL 101. So MTL 101 training is going to be moved to Tuesdays. NMOs will be on Monday. If you guys are still curious about that, I know it's still coming up in a lot of things about the difference between what Blue Star does for you and what Shade does for you and what your HOA. My computer's talking back. Somebody unmuted and I was getting myself back. So remember, again, what we do is, yes, right now we don't have walls, so what we do is offsite, but we are everything to do with your clubhouse. So if there's things about what happens when the power goes out, that is within your HOA and within you. A lot of Trilogy communities put together emergency response teams within the neighborhood. They meet monthly. They have leaders within the different zones of the neighborhoods to be for response, to even be on knock on door teams and stuff. So if you'd like to do more about that and learn more about that, East Pierce does have a whole thing about starting a TERP program, and glad to get you going with that. And we can make that official club within that as well. So that's just kind of some of the stuff that comes up within that. The other thing to just think about, as much as we get to use it too, our Shea Sales Center is a Shea Sales Center. It's not our clubhouse. It's not Blue Star Ran. They allow us when we ask to do things there. They may have a bunch of appointments. They have a bunch of things. It's not a free thing. Yes, you guys are free and welcome to go in and get a coffee and grab your chips and do all that. But I just want to make it very clear that Shay's, it's their sales office, and it's not Blue Star. Again, we just like we use Shay models right now to build our lifestyle without walls. This is still Shay. It's not Blue Star. So that's why we take such good care of it. So they'll allow us to continue. And you do. You guys are wonderful in your uses of everything. So just to kind of get that out again, who is Shay and who is Blue Star and who's your HOA. Game night. Wednesday the 4th. TBD. But it won't be trivia. I think I saw too, I'm going to put out that Sunday trivia game once a month too. Hop on if you want. Free to play. I will have Alberto. I know you're on. I still owe you a prize for winning the last trivia. I have not forgotten about you. But I will have a fun little prize for the winner of the trivia. It should be single person, even if you're a dual family. You should compete against each other viciously. There should be some smack talk within your own room. And not competing as a team, because that's two brain powers. I mean, Kathy already knows all the answers, but is it fair that she's by herself competing and, no trivia parties and getting 8 of your collective minds together to win the game? Because it's still only going to be a coffee. I'm kidding. It's better than that. Movie night is the 10th. Theme of the movie. What is it, Mike?
TBD.
TBD. I love to look for suggestions if there's movie themes, or say like, every once in a while, I don't mind having a singular movie as the topic instead of a choice to choose from. If there's like a hot new movie that's been released and we can get it and you guys want to watch that, then we could do that too. You guys need to give me feedback. Otherwise, I'm like,
The Oscars this year. Are the Oscars in March?
In February.
Oscar related movies.
We've done that. I put out the Oscar. You guys have voted which Oscar movie you wanted to watch. Yep, we've done that. There's some what?
Oscar nominated movies are available now.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Putting the list of this year's nominees, Best Picture up, and then voting on which one you want to see. We have our keynote speaker, Zanya Focos, on the 11th. That's Wednesday, the 11th. And I do a live. You can stream that from home, but if you want to come and hang out, I put it up on the big TV here. You can sit here and hang out with your neighbors, watch with me. That's always an option. Pencil this within, don't pen it in. Wednesday, the 11th as well in the evening. I'm looking at a sound bath, but from a new sound bath person. So just to change things up, try something new. I found another lady that's in the area. I just need to solidify over a phone call with her, but lock in a new sound bath. Saturday the 14th will be our block party. Do you guys know what month March is? We'll be looking at Motion Month. That's right. So it'll be Motion Month. So you have the bingo again. If you guys remember, Mike dominated the bingo field last year. I'm looking for somebody to take him out. Jim, we'll talk. There's 2 options this year. There's 2 different bingo cards you can choose. You could do them both, but one is very fitness based and one's more wellness based. So if you're not feeling like doing all the fitness challenges, you're more than welcome to come and grab a wellness based fitness card in March as well. And again, you can do them both if you're really up to the challenge and want to do both of them. Remember, you can do multiple cards, you have multiple backouts. It gives you more options and opportunities to win. Do you guys remember when Dee and Mike went to Egypt? That was what he won for the bingo.
Yeah, he's not happy about that.
Yeah. That was a joke. Online. I know it's recorded. That was a joke. In the theme, and we'll get to it at the end of this. I saved the best for last, but we will do something for St. Patty's Day. I just haven't figure out exactly what we'll do for St. Patty's Day. Color Day demo will be the 19th. That's Thursday. Spring equinox is Friday the 20th, and we are having a painting class that day. Big tulips. It's a big, beautiful tulip painting led by Art Vana. We've had them here before. They do a great job. They did our fireflies one. If you did the fireflies, same team that comes and does that. I'm really excited about this. I spilled it a little bit to the stretch group, but it's going to be a series we start in March. It'll start Wednesday, March 25th. We are going to take the Vashon Ferry to the island to go visit the troll, which will start a monthly series to visit all the trolls in the Pacific Northwest. So once a month, we'll visit a troll, ending in August with an overnight excursion to Portland on the train to see the last troll. Do you have to see trolls to go on the Portland trip? No. If you want to go on the overnight and you don't want to see the troll, that's okay too. Don't think you have to miss out on the overnight excursion to Portland to see the troll.
Do you have a date for the August?
No. Thanks. I want you to sit next to Janelle, who does not want to date that far out. And you guys meld your mind and come to a happy medium. Janelle's like, I don't want to answer anything that's too far out. Don't ask me. And you want everything put in your calendar. Yeah, actually, the lady who put together our British Columbia trip is wanted a chance to put together something fun for the Portland. So I'm waiting to get that back to see what it is. We're going to do it regardless, but I want to see what she's put together first before I put anything out on that for a date. So the troll series should be a lot of fun. If you haven't seen them, 20-foot recycled material trolls, famous artists, they're all over the world. We just happen to have a lot of them right here in the Pacific Northwest. Coffee Talk the 27th. And what's as exciting as the Seahawks going to the Super Bowl? Baseball starts. Our first Mariners game will be Friday the 27th against the Cleveland Guardians. It's an evening game. Most likely take the light rail in from Fitchaway now that we have that awesome new station. By the way, again, I'm very proud and very lucky that most of our communities aren't anywhere near the transportation we're near. So they're extremely jealous of all the train and light rail trips we take in to do all of our events. They're putting together events cost 3 times as much because they're putting together shuttles, because all the stuff, and we're able to unify ourselves to get there and go do that. It's pretty cool. I was even teaching Lizzie about, she wasn't even down with the orca knowledge yet. So it's okay.
That's not as taught you. Like, for me to think about on my personal time, hopping on the light rail and going up to Seattle, or hopping on this, then transfer to that and do this and use an Orca card, and I don't even have an Orca card.
I almost took I almost wanted to prove it, take the transportation to the Flight Museum when we went. I was going to meet you guys there taking the transportation and just. There's a really cool app, by the way, I'm happy to share with you guys, that if you put where you're at and where you're going in the greater Seattle area, it'll map where to catch every piece of transportation to get there. So if you need to take a bus to here and then take the light rail to there or whatever, it'll find you the fastest and best route to get there on that. And I've used it a couple times and it's pretty cool. So it's nice to have that access as well.
Yes.
Does that sound
It's called Yes,
fancy?
Please. This isn't an app class, Catherine. I said I would share it with you. I didn't say I'd share it with you now. That is wrapping currently up where we're at with March. I would expect to have 1 or 2 more events pop onto that before we get into the month of March as well. There'll be some fun stuff. We'll probably have some kind of fun daytime mix and mingle as well to do that with March. Any questions about March?
Snowshoes.
Yes. Yeah, I got to play. We have a very weird snow season this year. So I'm kind of holding back a little bit just to see how our snow plays out, because it's not getting thicker, really. It's kind of been median, especially at the snowshoe level. I know some of the higher ski levels have a better shot, but we had fresh snow to start, and then it turned to slush on our walk back. And the drive where my car was going sideways to get to our parking, was completely gone when we left yesterday. So the weather is we get snow and it's melting off and stuff. So I want to make sure we still have some good experiences, but it's not a plan to not snowshoe. Just not committing yet and having to back out all the time.
Would you do a hike instead?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. On like a less muddy trail though.
Maybe more of an urban hike?
No.
No, one of your.
Mm-mm. No, Leslie.
Sumner, urban hike, Tacoma, urban hike,
Mm-mm.
fine, Todd.
If you're asking me if I'd like to do a history walk, I would love to do a history walk with you guys. That would be great. Yeah. Did you know that's what started? I had such a great following with hikes, Trilogy up to Holly, that the weather would change. And yeah, I don't want to walk in mud and sludge and snow. And we weren't snowshoeing yet over there. So I started an urban hike series. And it was to get people out. And then if the weather was bad, we'd pop into a coffee shop. We just had better options, right? And the first one I ever did was Sumner. And I thought it would be fun to just start to give them some of the historical facts of Sumner, because I moved to Sumner knowing nothing and found out what a fascinating city it was. So I was sharing those. Everybody was so enamored with it. Urban walks disappeared immediately and turned into history walks from then on. And some of you I've done DuPont, and I do Point Defiance and downtown Tacoma and Gig Harbor and stuff. And so, yeah, we can definitely do a history walk as well. Yeah. Very cool. Hi, Eileen. Some of you saw, and if you're not seeing, there's a interest post in a whitewater rafting trip on the Wenatchee. It is a level harder than last year's, because you were the first person to look me in the eye and say, I want harder. But it's not quite chaotic yet. So the Wenatchee River is the only single class 3 river. Everything else, once you get past the 2s, it goes 3, 4, and 3 to 5, and not just Wenatchee's 3 on the whole genre of the river, which is a step up. So those of you that did the rafting trip last year, the one really cool area, you're both here. You guys know the one that launched you out of the boat. Was the only class 3 section of it. So assume that you have a lot more of that on a full class 3 river. That is the Wenatchee. Thank you those that have already gone on and posted about it, that you still can. I'm still taking feedback, but it does look like a possible overnight excursion to do that one. It is roughly a 3-hour drive there. So I'll look into putting a package together about getting us there, rafting, then staying the night, not staying the night and then rafting, because I want to make sure you all are up for rafting the next day. George. All about the breweries in Wenatchee. Kidding. So yeah, that's it. Oh no, I'm sure there are. I figured you already had them flagged. So look for that as a pretty fun excursion. I'll need about 17 of you. Again, if you're a 2-person household and one of you wants to do the rafting trip and it's an overnight, and the other one wants to go and hang out with that, that's totally fine too. Well, it's different from the people we need on the boat. I like to get at least 2 boats booked, which is 9 people per boat. Putting me on the boat with you means about 17. You realize you didn't fall out. Becky pushed you out. You just didn't realize it happened. She gave you a nudging out, and you took Mike with you. I know what happened. So great on the rafting trip opportunity, and we'll try to do a couple overnights leading up to Ireland. So I started talking to an original company that had been referred to me way back in end of November when we started this whole process. And then they put the fear in me that I had to have everything booked out before the new year, so I couldn't get a bus. So I did. And then I was been waiting for a contract. And then you guys are so excited about it. And I'm like, I'm not committing to anything until I've signed off that we have transportation. And I wasn't hearing anything. And at the lifestyle conference, I spoke to another director who took a tour group to Ireland last year, who couldn't stop raving about her bus driver, Aiden, and how amazing he was, and made the whole trip special and had contact information. So I immediately came back and reached out to that company, who got a hold of me. And I had a call on the drive to the snowshoe. I called Northern Ireland yesterday in the car and was speaking with Sean from Antrim on the way up, who is happy to book Aiden for us and do all the same stuff. And rest assured, we have a bus. So I would think in the next I have a lot on my plate. You better think I'm stalling. I'm not stalling. I do a lot. I do a lot. And I need to get an email off to him, and then I'm hoping within the next week to put out a sign-up deposit. It's most likely going to be $1,000 deposit per person to lock in. I want to be able to pay the bus completely off to lock that in, and then I'll be packaging the rest of the trip together, hotel-wise and trip excursions and all that good stuff. So if you're in, you're in. Now, I was super excited. Has anybody realized what great teammates Leslie and I are? Have you seen, like, we work so well. We can't stop talking about how well we work together. I was asked, like, when I got down to the conference, so Leslie is like, no, this is awesome. Like, this is awesome. We are such a great team together on that. And she was very excited to come to Ireland with us as the other. And then she said, I can't. The club is too close to opening. I need to be here as the club manager. Hospitality director. I'm gonna call you club manager. Deal with it. That's recorded. You are what I say.
It's your world.
And I'm barely living in it. The other cool thing is I had half of the lifestyle team come to me and say they would happily be the other Blue Star employee to come along with us. So I have chosen one that I thought would be an exceptional partner up again to equal the amazingness of Leslie to join us. So we do have a second person that will be able to attend with us and make sure this trip flies. I will say it again. We are a minimum of 20. There must be 20 of you to make the trip go. Maximum of 30. So we will not go past 30, 32 with myself and the other Blue Star employee would be the total size of the trip. Because I'm releasing it first and foremost to Verterra. If for whatever reason we fall short of 30, but we are at 20, I am going to come back to you as the collective 20 if you're one of them and say, would you like to stay at 20 and pay, I'll know the number, this much more and keep it intimate? Because we have 10 people to cover, at least the bus portion, not the hotels. We wouldn't need those, right? But if you're willing to pay this much more, we can keep it a smaller trip. If you're open to meeting new neighbors and other people and would love the full 30, and you guys give me your thumbs up, I will open it up to Trilogy to Holly first. And I promise you, those spots will be taking even faster than you sign up for spots for your events here. They are already asking about it. Lizzie, who came with us yesterday, said she's getting people coming up and ask about the Ireland trip. She's like, that's not me, that's Todd. And they're like, we want in. And they don't have to be in. If we get our 30 or the 20 between that number are fine to go with the number we're at. Just want to be transparent with you about that to do that.
Oh, Todd?
The dates, one second. The dates are September 23rd. That's the day you fly out. You would land the 24th. To October 6th. So that is a 14-day, but you're really getting 12 days because you'll miss the travel day in and your fly day out to come back home from Ireland. They're all morning flights. I mean, like morning flights. You're not going to have time to hang out in Dublin for anything big. You're going to go to the airport early in the morning for that. I know some of you who are already in, like, you haven't signed up or deposited, but I know you're in or are booking front end trips or back end trips with it. That's fine. I will have the exact time and location. It will be close. There's a hotel within a 5-minute walk of the terminal that will most likely be our meeting spot that I'll set up with the bus that we can get to. And then that way, if some of you are earlier, you can hang out. You may have a cafe and whatnot. And if you're running right off the plane, we'll wait a minute or two. Maybe. 1 second in. I had an online question.
Yep. Yeah, Todd, what was the result of the quadrant survey?
Oh, thank you for asking that. So the results were exactly as I predicted. Thank you very much. I know you guys. And that was the upper northeast and the lower southwest. So Belfast and Dublin and then down through Cork. So I can already tell you the route, if that would even get you more excited. We're going to go to Cork. From Cork, we're going to Killarney. We're going to cut up through. We're not stopping in Dingle, but we're going to go through the Dingle Peninsula and up to Galway. Then from Galway to Belfast, and then we'll end in Dublin. Right? So the bus trip is pretty cool in the fact that we'll have that route, but they're also at my disposal for 9 hours a day. So say we're in Killarney for X amount of nights. There will be a day trip where if you want to go do the Ring of Kerry and the Dunlow Gap, you'll be able to, we'll set up a trip for that. If you'd rather spend more time in Killarney, that's why there's two of us. One will go on the bus trip. If we all go on the bus trip, that's great too. You're not denied. But if you want time somewhere else and do something else, we'll have that planned as well to do those kind of things. So pretty exciting to put the trip together that way. It will be a lot more personal. So if you kind of already know you're in, but you haven't signed up, but you know you're in, and there's something on this itinerary you absolutely would love it, you'd be able to do, now's your time to email me as I'm about to send the itinerary off to, I can modify it, but I have to give them a pretty strong guesstimate of what we're doing with some modifications. I can't send them and then say, psych, I want to change the whole thing to that. They have to set that all up. What's that? Oh, 100% going to Guinness. And just so you know, it's changed. I've been to the Guinness Storehouse 5 or 6 times. And it was funny because you go to this beautiful sky deck at the top of Guinness and you look out all over. It's absolutely stunning. It's one of the best views in Ireland. And they have direct taps from the pints down, and they pipe the Guinness straight up, and you would get a thing of Guinness. And that's what you would get, was a thing of Guinness. They have since then decided to appease all kinds of people. You can get non-alcohol, you can get Guinness Zero, you can get Rockshore cider, you can get cocktail, you can get, so you don't have to drink Guinness to enjoy a magical tour in a huge part of Ireland, and still be able to do that. So we will definitely, there will be a group going to the Guinness Storehouse, guaranteed. Questions? More? Yes, Joe.
Just a statement. So you can't just go into Guinness. You have to schedule your, you have to make an appointment to go in and visit. Because otherwise they'd be run by people.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's timed entry. Yeah. But we'll know. So once we have our group, then you're not required to go to Guinness, but I'll ask, and then I will pre-book our excursion to the Guinness Storehouse, and we can go as a group. And we have group buying power for those things. I'm not saying you can't go to the Guinness Storehouse by yourself if you don't want to go with the group, but I can get group rates on going into the storehouse. So, other questions? Anne.
So when you send this email out, right, it'll be an email with the deposit, information on the deposit, will it list basically kind of the projections of what we're gonna do for the entire trip and the cost for the entire trip?
If you guys are that antsy about locking it in, I won't have all of that yet. But I would consider the accommodations to be nice, not median, above average. They're not going to be the Fairmont style accommodations, but they will be nice accommodations where we go as well. So you can factor in relative price points to that. If you're willing to wait, and most of you aren't, if you guys want, I get a text every day from one of you about this trip. I know you're excited. So if we want to start locking stuff in, I won't be able to give you 100% information though. You got to put a little bit of trust in me that I will put it all together for you. And is your time to give me input too on things you like to do. Yes, Mike. A little bit. Yes, George.
So is there gonna be like maybe like a short list of flights, airlines and flight numbers that most of the people are gonna be going on together, or is it gonna be just wide open?
I'm happy to help with that. Again, it was really crazy. I think it was 2 weeks. It was before the conference. Ann came in and we were talking about this trip. And I just, for a giggle, we were talking about mileage first, and I was looking up mileage. And then I was like, well, I wonder what the flight. So I just used one of my track apps, and you could get round trip on Aer Lingus nonstop on the exact dates that I just told you for $500. Right? Remember? She was my witness. She saw the flight. I told someone else, they went and looked it up. It was really there. And again, I'm not telling you can't go buy your flight, but you're still, till I get deposits and locked, like you're still on yourself. Buy insurance for it if you're unsure. But we are doing this trip. It will be magical, I promise you. But I won't be able to give you in the next week 100% detailed guideline to the trip. right? I am still working with friends of mine, musicians, to meet us up in some special spots. So hopefully we can have our own private shows. I want to, and again, I will work on it. One of my goals to put out for you is I'm going to put out a city dining guide, and it will have local favorites of the local pubs that have the best food. If you're looking for nicer dining, or maybe some fun different ethnic cuisine. So you'll have every city, you'll have about 6 to 8 restaurants. I'm not going to fight too hard to get a 32-person reservation somewhere. Most of the places that will take us are not going to give you the best experience in food. If it's all about you don't care about the food you eat, it's about sitting together with 32 people, I'm down. Tell me that and I'll look for it. But they're going to make us prepay for it. They're going to, you're going to have a set menu and all that. And if that doesn't matter, what matters is I'd rather get 32 people into the local pub and put a water all the way to a pint in your hand and some local musician and you enjoying your evening together that way than subpar food at a restaurant. But change my mind, I'm okay with it. I'm still here to serve you the best I can. So you can tell me, but that's my vision, but it's not locked in.
So a couple of those maybe, and then we can do our own thing.
Yeah, maybe even one, maybe that kickoff one where we all just we're jet lagged and nobody wants to talk anyways, and we just sit there and stare. And you're just like, oh God, is he gonna let us sleep? And I'm like, you ready to go? Yeah. So expect, again, you guys know before you start signing up, the vote was to be an active trip. You could go and sit wherever you want and do your own thing until the bus leaves every time. But the people that sign up, I assume, are going to be out doing fun. We go to Cork. There's a hill. It's like this, and it goes up to this beautiful sunset view of Cork City that looks out over the cathedrals and the smoke, and it's just beautiful. And I would love to take you up, but some of you, if you don't think it's you, won't. But it's those kind of little side things. Are we going for a 10-mile hike? No. We're not, but we might go to a national park and go for some walks and see some of the beauty that is Ireland. So just know if you're signing up, we are active.
I think you talked in the past about it, planning on walking throughout the day at least 5 miles.
Yeah, that's not a promise, but I would say like,
Just
no.
an average.
And just like all trails, I say 5, it actually could be 6.
Right.
I don't mean it to be. It just might happen. That's all I'm saying. It's not on purpose. I would never lie to you about mileage. You can look up the snowshoe we did. That is listed at 4. When we got done, it was 5. We took no extra routes. The one blurb I did was 100 yards, and that does not equate to a mile. So, and I'm assuming you'll be so caught up and so excited and everything. And again, I am looking at, with the exception of, I was talking to Sean. Oh, by the way, I didn't even finish that story. So I talked to Sean, but then last night, 11:30, the first bus company just emailed me and said that they've confirmed the bus for us. And I'm like, oh, did you talk to Sean? So I have some decisions to make, but it's good decisions to have options now instead of like waiting to do that. But I will tell you, I'm much more optimistic with Sean, and a recommendation from our sister property that used this driver too and said how magical he was. So either way, we have a bus, so we have a trip, and so we're moving gallantly forward.
So I know you haven't set the accommodations yet, but would it be possible to contact the hotel and end up going to directly if we wanted to go like a day early or stay a day late?
Well, if you're gonna, so we're not staying in Dublin. So you would be missing the whole meetup. I'm gonna need everybody to meet up for the initial bus ride. So if you went in early, I would just recommend you booking it. And I'm happy to help you if you want to go early, but I'd book a hotel in Dublin you want to stay at. But realize Dublin Airport's 30 minutes from Dublin City. So you either stay at the airport and there's some nice hotels there, or know that you're gonna have to get transportation into the city, stay there to get transportation back to meet us up at the airport. We're not going to limo service the bus. We're not going to come pick you up. Everybody is going to meet together. I love you all, but we're not going to have that kind of special. Yes.
Do you recommend carrying euros or cash with you?
I would carry a little bit, but I wouldn't stress too much. Usually what you need cash for are tips, but you're not tipping unless you are actually leaving the group and doing something separately. And when I say tips, it's non-tipping country, but you do tip like a cab, person, or if you have like if you take some kind of guided tour, you should tip your tour guide. But you do not have to tip at your restaurants. You don't tip at your pubs. You don't tip at the coffee shops, even if they ask with a tip jar. That is not Irish culture. They make a great living financially. They're different than us that way. You don't need to tip. But there's just a couple places it's customary, and we'll go over that in detail when we have the group. So I would have just a little, but it's actually just it's easy to get cash out of the cash machine. I would highly recommend you have a tap card. If you're using your BECU doesn't tap, I would absolutely not bring that. They don't do well with non-tap. They will send you to a machine to go get cash instead of tapping. I know this personally. I had to go get out. I was buying jerseys for all the kids. You guys know the price of jerseys, like $150 a piece. So it was like $450 in jerseys, and I had to go get cash for it because they wouldn't take my normal card because it didn't tap. It was just their policy. And so they're very forward that way. Putting it on your phone is great. Putting it on your watch is great. I literally, in this last trip, I was just my phone, bing, 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 bing. I never took my card out. So that's something easy too. But a tap card is highly recommended, and just a small amount of cash. Literally, like Giants Causeway, they run a shuttle down if you don't want to walk it, and a shuttle back up if you don't want to walk it. And I think they charge you €1, and you have to pay in cash to do it. So a small amount to do those kind of little transactions. But I will stare at you if you're on that bus. Just so you know. I mean, you can take it, but I'll be like,
I will applaud you if you choose to take that bus. I will be there.
she won't be there. She won't be there. No, you guys, seriously, I want you to have fun. And if you're getting tired and that's an option, please take the bus. That's totally a bad Todd joke. Yes, Kat.
In Italy, you have to pay to use the restrooms. Do you in Ireland?
No, they don't have like street restrooms that you pay to get into there. And every pub will let you use a restroom. Different friendliness. So you don't have to. I still feel guilty, and I'll literally go pound a pint because I wanted to use the restroom, which is stupid because then you just have to use the restroom again, right? But I'm like, but they don't care. You can go and use the restroom and leave again. They're very nice. Yeah, they're not gonna. Some of the busier, more like restaurant-y places, like the fast foodie chains, they'll have a for customer use only kind of thing, but you probably don't want to use that restroom anyways. And there's 8 million Starbucks. They'll let you use the restroom. They didn't used to be. Sad. Anything else online? Yeah, it's a pretty cool thing. There are lots of adventures going on. I point again how awesome it is to have Leslie here as a mentor, as a boss, as everything she does. But you guys realize we ran 3 events yesterday. We had 3 active events going on the same day because I have a partner and we had our big puzzle thing in there in the room. We had the preparedness lady that came in, Katie from the county, and then we went snowshoeing. We had 3 active events going on. That's not even counting the club stuff, skiing and all this stuff that's going on too. Like, we're growing up, guys. We're not little community anymore. And I appreciate Leslie more every single day. She's also a do it kind of person. She wants to come in and move and clean and wipe and do whatever it takes. She's not someone that points and asks if I'll go do it. She's literally amazing. So awesome to have
I
her.
have a question about the preparedness thing yesterday. Is there any way to get a copy of any kind of checklist that they might have provided?
So I would go online and Google it.
Let me
So go to the Pierce County-
email. I'll email her though. I have her direct email because I set it up, and I'll see if she can provide any presentation she thinks she had. Yeah.
I would also think though, if you typed in like Pierce County prepared readiness into your Google search, you'll probably get a plethora of different things and different sites that you can go to.
Cool. Okay.
Do you think there'll be a Thunderbirds in March?
Yes. Yeah. We'll carry Thunderbirds over to March as well. Look for that. That's a promise I made to somebody. So we're doing our best to get a Thunderbirds game every month. And it's such an awesome experience, and it's not an expensive sporting event. Oh, that being said, I have almost everything booked out for the year. So I have 3 Mariners games booked out already, spaced out through the season. I booked 2 Sounders games already. I'm in the process of booking a Rain game. I have 2 Rainiers games booked for us to have a more local AAA thing. I am booked. Judy, are you on there? Seawolves are they're there for me. They just have not released their group ticketing yet, and they start in April. But that will be our big April event. Will be the professional rugby team. Again, now that we've done it, we'll go back to Seahawks. We'll go back to the Kraken. Just please understand, those of you that did do the Seahawks game, you have to be honest with me because seats will only be worse because they're awesome now. So there'll be more season tickets and you're going to call for wholesale and they'll be like, I've got the very top row of the stadium. If and when you are ready to pay $2,700 per person, I will happily book you a suite. Because their starting suite is a suite for 12 people and it's 30. Well, it's 30,000 this year. We win the Super Bowl. It's probably going to be 40. So let me change that math real quick. If you want to pay $3,500 per person to do a Seahawks game in the suite, I'm happy to do that for you. But I'm not going to pre-buy that. That's not going to. Oh, and those of you that were talking about the banana ball games coming to the Rainiers, we did not get the lottery to group buy. It's not the Savannah. So the banana balls become so popular. There's a full league. I think there's 8 or 10 teams now. So the Savannah Bananas themselves came last year and they played at T-Mobile Park, sold out crowd for 2 games. And then they announced that Banana Ball is coming back. Everybody got excited. It is Banana Ball. It's just not the Savannah Bananas. It's 2 other teams in the league. And so they're playing at Cheney Stadium. I put in for a lottery to try to get tickets. We did not get selected. I have the ability. They're selling sections, 10-person sections. They're like, they have seating, but they're not in the bleachers. They're like an open area. You get nothing but your section and seats in it. And they're $1,500, so it's $150 per person. If there's 10 of you that want to go do Banana Ball and see it at Cheney Stadium, I still have a pre-sale opportunity, which is a better rate than once they release it to the public. But it's not, again, something I'm just going to jump on and book right off because I'm not sure a lot of you want to pay $150 to see Banana Ball. But if you do, you know where to find me.
Which is a normal ticket. Like if you were to walk up there and buy a ticket.
Oh, well, last year's Savannah, when the Savannah Bananas came, it was $250 when I first had a chance, and they shot up.
I saw them in Reno last year, got in the lottery, so it's like $56.
But yeah,
They will go.
but we're not in the lottery, yeah. Like the whole thing's a lottery. So if you weren't already in it, you're not getting, any ticket you get now is a resale. So they'll go for hundreds. All right. I got 3 minutes to jump on. So you guys know, don't stress about the grand opening tomorrow for pickleball, but we do have a system called Court Reserve we'll be using to be able to go get yourself on the courts to play. We have a call with them in 2 minutes that we're going to jump on. That being said, tomorrow's great. If you haven't already signed up, still sign up. We've got nothing but cakes. We've got Retro Espresso coffee truck for hot beverages. East Pierce Fire and Rescue's coming out again, and they're going to do blood pressure tests while they're here with their truck. They might have to leave if they get called and come back, but they'll be here. Elite Physical Therapy is coming. They're going to do introductory warm-up sessions on the court for people to learn how to warm up before they play pickleball. There'll be multiple, so don't worry if you missed the first one. The Pickleball Club, led by Alberto, is going to come and do basic pickleball lessons for people that have never played and want to learn the basics. And then we'll have a couple of the courts open for people to start open playing tomorrow too while we're there. So it should be a pretty fun day. It's not supposed to rain. More dancing. Hey, for no rain. They'll be excited. I did purchase some paddles that will be available after tomorrow at the tour center to check out if you don't yet have paddles and just want to start playing before you decide if you're going to get into it or not. They were again recommended by Steve Thanum, the head of the pickleball club, as good paddles, good introductory paddles. So they're nice. So I'm not giving you stuff that's poo-poo to go out and play with. There's balls there you can check out as well to do that. And I say that if you haven't been to Georgia Holly, they bought wood paddles when they opened the pickle. I mean wood paddles. And so if you've never played and you need a paddle, you go check out a wood paddle. And then everybody's out there with their carbon fiber graphite pickleball club, and you're like, yeah. So I got you good paddles. So you're awesome because you deserve it. All right, final questions. I appreciate you. If you didn't get coffee in your home and you want to have, thank you as well, Eileen. If you want to come grab some coffee, or I see a few donuts left, pop on over. You're welcome to them. I appreciate all your time, guys. How'd that go?
Great.